Did you know that one of the most popular modifications that you can make on a cheap offset smoker, including one I did myself on my Oklahoma Joe's Highland offset, could secretly be poisoning you? Let's talk about it and how we're going to fix it. So the perpetrator that we're talking about here today is none other than the dryer vent air intake relocation mod. And this mod is one that I'm a big proponent of, especially in something like my Oklahoma Joe's or any other inexpensive offset smoker. If you have your exhaust stack up near the top of the pit, your firebox on the other side, this creates a diagonal heat line straight from the firebox up to our exhaust stack, and that we're not getting nice even temperatures all the way across the grill. I measured this after doing the dryer intake mod, and I got temperatures down to about 1 degree Fahrenheit front to back. So this is definitely a mod worth doing, but what about the risk factors? Well, this is one that I did my research before I did that mod and I shared it with you, but in hindsight, I could have added a lot more in my mods video to explain what the risks are and why I wasn't worried about it, but as well as share an alternative, which I've picked up and we're actually going to install today for another reason I'll explain a little bit later on. So the risk in the dryer vent mod comes down to any galvanized steel being subjected to heat. Over 392 degrees Fahrenheit is where you start to get a zinc toxicity risk, and we don't want that in our cook chamber, let alone near the food or the food we'll be serving our family, serving any guests. So why wasn't I concerned when I did this mod? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, 400 degrees Fahrenheit is not a temperature that I do my low and slow smoking. The second concern is I checked it before putting any food on with an IR temperature gun. And so just to do a quick demonstration, I've recreated this test where I got our smoker, our Oklahoma Joe's, up to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit on the temperature gauge, and then using an IR gun, I took a surface temperature of the air intake itself, and it was well below 100 degrees Fahrenheit cooler, well below, again, that risk factor. So given the fact that you would now need to be at 600 degrees Fahrenheit for this to potentially be a concern, it wasn't something that I was worried about, but reading through the comments, it was something that many of you wish that I had taken a chance to recommend it along with an alternative. So that's what I've done today. I've gone to a website, I think it was Barbecue Smoker Mods or something like that, and picked up an air intake relocation kit. And this is going to do two things. It's going to be 100% safe because we're dealing with stainless steel, but it's also going to gain a whole bunch more distance. So if I look at the extra distance here, we're going to be gaining another 4 or 5 inches back inside of our cook chamber, and when we're dealing with less space, this is at a premium. So I really want to recapture some of that space back. So without further ado, let me bring you over, show you how we're going to install our new air intake mod, and then we'll put a test fire together and see how it performs again with the evenness from left to right. Okay, let's remove our dryer vent intake and start to position into place the one that I picked up online. So I'm just going to use a clamp so I can hold this in place while we're drilling. This is sitting on the little bit of the lip from our air intake, so it doesn't really need the help, but just so it doesn't move around, I grabbed some vice grip here, hold that in place. Should help hold it now while we drill our holes. Test and see if we've got that large enough for our included hardware to slide through. Perfect. So I'm going to attach these two, and then I'll take you fast forward while I drill out the second two. Okay, I've placed our dryer vent inside just to confirm the distance that we gain back. Incremental, it's about 5.5 inches, and so with a grill the size of the Oklahoma Joe's Highland, that's nearly 1/5 of the entire grid space. So even though my original mods were all done for under $50, I think the dryer vent was about $6, and this is $25 since I didn't have anyone who could fabricate one up for me locally. I definitely think that's worth it to gain sort of 1/5 back of our total real estate. Let's get a quick test fire going and confirm that it works just as well. Open our bag of charcoal, add some charcoal, fire starter cube. Okay, let's add our chimney in. And I'm going to try and recreate that high temperature just to see the difference again, so I'm going for a full split. So once again, I built a raging hot fire, much hotter than what I would use for any sort of low and slow smoking, but just to help get a sense for how the temperature is moving throughout our pit, as well as to see how heat-soaked our new air intake inlet gets, given that our galvanized steel was reading about 100 degrees Fahrenheit below what I saw on the temperature gauge. And once again, just like before, we were 100 degrees below on the temperature gauge, where I was seeing about a heat soak temperature of about 300 degrees Fahrenheit versus what I'm seeing just on the gauge now over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. In terms of our evenness, this seems to be working just as well, with the added benefit of gaining more space. So I was within 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit on the front on the exhaust stack versus the chimney box, and I did put a water pan in there just to simulate cooking, because that's what I would have for any sort of low and slow cook. And again, left to right within our cook chamber was plus or minus 1 to 2 degrees. So this works just as well as the dryer hose intake vent did at helping change our air draw from our firebox up to our stack, to getting a bit of that rainbow effect where air comes up and is pulled back down to our food. So we've got a nice cooking bubble to work with. I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see anything else on the Oklahoma Joes or mods, or how and why they all came together, be sure to check out my earlier video on the mods that explain why the semi-insulated firebox has made such a big difference on getting more performance out of the Oklahoma Joes, or as you can see behind me, the extended exhaust stack. That's it for today though. I'm James from Smoking Dead Barbecue signing off, and remember, don't be afraid to fire it up.